Good morning, children. Today we're going to continue with the chapter Continents and Oceans. We had learnt about the three continents: Asia, Africa, and North America. And Asia is the largest continent. Today we're going to continue with the continents and the oceans. And we're going to start with the fourth largest continent, which is South America. Now, South America is the fourth largest continent and it lies between North America, lies below North America. And we saw yesterday that North America is connected to South America with by a thin strip of land which is known as the Isthmus of Panama, which we learned yesterday in the previous video. So South America is the fourth largest continent and is just below North America and is connected to North America with to it by the Isthmus of Panama. Now, there are some very distinguishing features of geographical features of South America, out of which one of the most important features is the longest continuous mountain range in South America. So, if you observe the map which is there on the screen, to the left hand side of the map, you will see that from the top till the bottom of that continent, there is this continuous shades of brown. What does that show? It shows that there is this very long continuous mountain range without a break in between, and this mountain range is called the Andes. All right, so Andes is the world's longest continuous mountain range which is in South America, and the Mount Aconcagua is the highest peak in South America. What is the name of the highest peak in South America? Mount Aconcagua. Now, I will be putting down these details in the description box later, so subscribe and keep to the channel, and then I will be updating the videos later on, so when I get the time to do it, so please pay attention to it. So South America's highest peak is called Mount Aconcagua, and it is the also the continent where you have the Amazon River. I'm sure you've all heard of the Amazon River. Now, what is special about the Amazon River is that it is the world's largest river, and you can see the surroundings of the river, that there are thick dense forests. What does the word dense mean? It means thick forests, very thick forest, and very difficult to get into. And I'm sure you must have seen various programs on National Geographic or other Sony, BBC Earth, any kind other those kind of channels, where you must have seen the explorers who go into the Amazon forest. So you know how difficult it is to survive in the Amazon forest. So these are the special aspects of the Amazon River and the Amazon rainforests, and they are both in the South American continent. Another special feature about the Amazon forest is that it is called the lungs of the earth, because it is believed that the Amazon forest itself absorbs quite a bit of carbon dioxide from the earth's atmosphere. So that is why the Amazon rainforests are known as the lungs of the earth. Now, apart from this, you will find the Angel Falls in Venezuela. There's a country in South America called Venezuela, and they have the Angel Falls, the highest waterfall in the world. And the South American continent also has the driest place on our planet, which is the Atacama Desert, and is found in a country called Chile. So where is the Atacama Desert found? In Chile. Where are the Angel Falls found? The Angel Falls are the highest waterfalls in the world, and they found in the country called Venezuela. Apart from these, the Brazil and Argentina are two important countries which in South America, which are showing a lot of economic growth, which are becoming very prosperous nowadays. So that is about the South American continent. We will now be learning about Antarctica, which is the fifth largest continent. And as you can see in the map, it is at the bottom of the world map. Alright, so we've studied about the other continents on top, but Antarctica is at the bottom of the continent. So it is obviously in the southern hemisphere, is at the south of the map. And in this map you can see that Antarctica is like an island and it is surrounded by oceans on all four sides. So that is why Antarctica is also known as the island continent, and it is the fifth largest continent. Now what is so special? It is surrounded by oceans, I said. So which are these oceans? They have the Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and Pacific Ocean on all its sides, and forms an entirely different ocean, which we will learn about later. But right now, you have to remember that it is surrounded by Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and Pacific Ocean. And the Antarctic Ocean is entirely within the Antarctic Circle, and also the South Pole is at the center of this continent. So at the center of the Antarctic continent and of the continent of Antarctica is the South Pole. Now Antarctica is also known as the frozen continent or the white continent because it is completely under ice. It has a permanent thick layer of permanent ice which usually doesn't melt, and this makes it the coldest continent in the world. So the conditions make it very difficult for for people to live on this continent. So people cannot survive on the continent of Antarctica, and it's you will hardly find any humans in Antarctica. So the suppose you find any humans over there, they are usually researchers or scientists who are there to study about the environment, about the place of that continent, and you will only find those kind of people over there, scientists and researchers. Apart from that, you will not find many people, humans, settling in Antarctica. So what about animal life? Yes, animal life exists on Antarctica, and you will usually find beautiful penguins and seals and the whales in the Antarctic, around Antarctica and the Antarctic Ocean. So that is what you're going to find in Antarctica. That brings us to the sixth largest continent, and that is Europe. Now, Europe is again in the northern hemisphere, and it is the world's most industrialized continent in the world. What does that mean? It means that a lot of industries are here in the European continent, and you will find many industries in these continents. They're very advanced economically. Now Europe is also known as the peninsula of peninsulas. Why? Because it looks like a peninsula. If you observe the European map, you will see that on one side it is attached to Asia. But what about the other three sides of the continent? The other three sides of the continent is surrounded by the sea. So you all know what is a peninsula. Peninsula is any piece of land that is surrounded by seas on three sides. So that is what happens with Europe. There are many parts of the European continent which are covered by the sea on three sides. So that is why it is known as the peninsula of peninsulas. And on the whole itself, you will find that Europe looks like a peninsula with oceans covering it on three sides. Now, what are the different peninsulas in Europe? So you have the Scandinavian peninsula towards the north, which I've marked in that map. And apart from that, you also have the Balkan Peninsula, the Italian Peninsula, and several other peninsulas which you can find in Europe. And overall, also, it looks like a triangular piece of land which is covered by ocean on three sides. And that is why Europe is known as the peninsula of peninsulas. Now, apart from this, now what are the oceans that are surrounding the European continent? So you have the Arctic Ocean, which is to the north of Europe, and to the west you have the Atlantic Ocean, and to the south of Europe you have the Mediterranean Sea. So this is how the three seas that are surrounding the European continent, and that is why Europe is known as the peninsula of peninsula. Now United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, France are some of the most advanced countries of this continent and of the world. That brings us to Australia. which is the smallest continent and is the last continent of the world. And what is special about Australia is that along with the mainland, there are a lot of islands that are surrounding, that are near Australia. So they are all considered like New Zealand and other uh, islands, and they are all together considered to be the Australian, a part of the Australian continent. Now, Australia is also an island continent because it is surrounded by the oceans. Now, the islands that I told you, which are considered a part of Australia, they are together, like you can see in the map, the different shades, the small dots that you can see on the map. New Zealand, you can see Papua New Guinea, and other small Fuji islands. You will see many islands which are there in the which are a part of the Australian continent. Now, these islands altogether are called as the Oceania. What are they called as? Oceania, and they are a part of the Australian continent. Now, what is very spectacular that you can find in the Australian continent is the Great Barrier Reef. Now, what is this Great Barrier Reef? It is this reef that is formed by coral reefs. Now, how are coral reefs formed? They are formed because of marine invertebrate animals which have settled. Their skeletons have deposited on the ocean floor, and they slowly form this feature on the ocean floor, and which is called the coral reef. And they are very beautiful to look at, and they are very vibrant, have many colors and different kinds of species of sea animals or fish survive in these coral reefs. So that is why the Great Barrier Reef is something very special and unique to Australia. So these are very important features of the Australian continent. That brings us to an end of the parts of the continent. We have studied of the 7 different continents, which were Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. And we also saw of the different features, special unique features of each continent. Now we are going to study about the oceans, which form such an important part of our world. What is an ocean? Now, ocean is any large continuous body of water, and that we saw. It is all, there are so many oceans in the world, and they are all surrounding the continents. Now, there are 5 different oceans in the world, and their names are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. Now, you have to remember, Southern Ocean is also known as the Antarctic Ocean. So, which are the 5 oceans of the world? Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and the Southern or the Antarctic Ocean. Now, let's start with the Pacific Ocean, because it is the largest ocean of the world, and it is also the deepest. So, which is the largest and the deepest ocean? It is the Pacific Ocean, and it covers about 1/3 part of the world. So, if you look at the world map that I have put up on it's the globe, so you will find that quite a bit portion of the world is surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. Now, if you see to the right of the image, you will find North America and South America. How can you identify that? You can identify that by the isthmus that is there, the thin patch of land that connects the 2 continents. So you come to know that is North America and South America. At the bottom is the Antarctica, and which is in the south, and to the left hand of the map you will find Australia, and on top you will find the Asian continent. So in between these continents is the Pacific Ocean, which is divided into the North Pacific Ocean and the South Pacific Ocean. Now, something very special about the Pacific Ocean, I have already told you all that it is the largest and the deepest ocean. Now, something even more spectacular is the Mariana Trench, which is a deep hole or very deep part in the ocean floor in the Pacific Ocean. It is already so deep, and once you reach the ocean floor, they have found that there is a deeper section of the ocean and it goes further down deep into the earth's core. So that is called as the Mariana Trench, and it is close, it is in between Japan, China, Australia. So you can find that Mariana Trench over there, and it's pretty deep, very deep. So that brings an end to the Pacific Ocean. And you have to remember that Pacific Ocean is the largest and the deepest ocean, and the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean is called as the Mariana Trench. That brings us to the Atlantic Ocean. Now again, if you look into the look at the map, you will see that it sort of forms an S pattern between the continents. Now can you identify the continents which are there on the right hand side of the map that you can see? Any idea? So on the right you have, right bottom at the south you have the Antarctica, and at the right you have Africa. On top of that you have Europe. And what about the left hand side? Again, on the left hand side you have South America, and you have the North America on top. So how do you know about North America, South America? The easiest way to identify that continent is because of the isthmus that connects it to the South American continent. So that is how you know that it is North and South America to the left of the map. So now the Atlantic Ocean is also divided into the North Atlantic and the South Atlantic Ocean. And what is spectacular about the Atlantic Ocean is that it forms an S pattern. And very special, something that they have found in the Atlantic Ocean is that they found this huge mountain range. Yes, a mountain range inside the Atlantic Ocean, which you cannot see obviously from the surface, but there is this huge mountain range inside the sea of the Atlantic Ocean, and it is called the Mid Atlantic Range. If you observe on the map, you will see that red, it is written in red over there, which is in the middle of the ocean, and that is called the Mid Atlantic Ridge. And what is special about these Mid-Atlantic ridge is that some of the mountain peaks are so tall that they have come out of the ocean surface and have formed islands. So they are those mountain peaks have formed islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So that is something very particular to the Atlantic Ocean. This is about the Atlantic Ocean. Now we are going to study about this image, which you can see is of the mountain trenches, mountain ridges inside the Atlantic Ocean. So this is like actually look like mountains over there. Now let's move on to the Indian Ocean. Now the Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean, and it is roughly like a triangle. It forms like a triangular shape. Now Atlantic Ocean we saw formed an S pattern. The Indian Ocean forms like a triangular shape, and it is the only ocean in the world which is named after a country. And so obviously Indian Ocean is named after India, and it is the only ocean in the world which is named after a country. No other ocean in the world is named after a country. Now what is particular about the Indian Ocean is that it is like a triangular shape, and the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal are a part of the Indian Ocean, and it has an average depth of around 4,000 meters. So these are the important features of the Indian Ocean. And that brings us to the Southern Ocean. Now in this map we have already studied about the other oceans which are there towards the northern part of the world. In this map, the Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean is the portion which is marked in lighter shades of blue, not the darker shades but in the lighter shades, and it is at the south of the map. So that is known as the Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean. And how is it formed? It is formed by the merging or the coming together of the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean. All the oceans that are there on the top are all coming together, and they are all considered to be the Antarctic Ocean or the Southern Ocean, which is at the southern hemisphere, and it surrounds the continent of Antarctica. So these are the important aspects of the Southern Ocean, and it is obviously in the completely in the southern hemisphere. There is no part of this ocean, the Antarctic Ocean or the Southern Ocean, that goes into the northern hemisphere. All the other oceans that we saw so far were there were two parts. There was north part of that ocean and the southern part of the ocean. But and the Antarctic Ocean or the Southern Ocean is only in the southern hemisphere. That brings us to the last ocean of the world, and that is the Arctic Ocean. Now, Arctic Ocean is the smallest ocean and is mostly in the Arctic Circle, which is in the northern hemisphere near the North Pole, and it actually has the North Pole in the center over here. Now, what is special about the Arctic Ocean is that it is the shallowest of all oceans. Shallowest means it's not very deep, it's not that deep. So, it's the least deep ocean in the world, and very particularly, it is frozen. It remains frozen throughout, almost throughout the year. Only in the summers, very rarely, a bit of the Arctic Ocean melts, but the rest of it, a majority part of the Arctic Ocean stays frozen throughout the year. And the North Pole is located at the center of the Arctic Ocean. So, Arctic Ocean is usually frozen throughout the year. Only some parts of the Arctic Ocean melts. So these are the different things that we have learnt about the continents and the oceans. We in these videos related to continent and ocean, we learned that continents are huge land masses, and that there are 7 continents from based on their size, like from the largest to the smallest. They are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Now, we also learned that oceans are vast, continuous, large water bodies, huge water bodies, and they surround the continents. And how many oceans do we have? We have 5 oceans, and which is the largest? It is the Pacific. The largest and the deepest ocean is the Pacific, and then followed by the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern or the Antarctic Ocean, and the smallest and the shallowest ocean is the Arctic Ocean. So we are going to stop here. Please go through both the videos again to write down points about each ocean, each continent, and try to understand. In case you have not understood something, please do feel to drop in a mail. Thank you. Have a nice day.